So let me tell you something about our honorable chief guest. His name is Mr. Aditya Gupta. Aditya Gupta is a developer, data lover, and product guy solving various problems in higher education and career space with a mission to personalize career journeys, help people meet their career goals, and maximize their potential at scale. He has a track record of building products right from the ideation to production. Currently, he is heading the technology and data science product aspects at Board Infinity. Board Infinity is a fast-paced growing ed tech startup for the number one destination for early career needs, skilling, jobs, and transitions, leading a team of 25 plus members to help an amazing platform for our mission to help the people to meet their career goals. He has and is learning various projects such as learning management system, Vira, artificial intelligence, career coach, career graph, app for BI, CDP, etc. So now I would like to welcome Mr. Aditya Gupta, teach tech led at Boat Infinity, to please give us the career development goals. Thank you very much. Sir, the mic is over to you.
Hi, thank you, Raj, for your brief introduction. Hi, everyone. So, I believe everyone to have an interactive. So we are not doing it on YouTube live stream or something. So we are doing it on Zoom. So hopefully we can see each other and have an interactive session rather than just being talking to walls.
Sir, if you don't
So,
mind, can I say something?
yes. Yes.
Sir, after this meeting, can I access video, recorded video?
Not so sure. I'll need to check. Probably the team would get back to you on that later. Okay, so okay, fine. So everyone could please turn on the cameras so we could have some interactive discussion since we're on Zoom and rather not on YouTube, right? So I'll just share my screen. So would request everyone to please turn on the cams so we can have some interactive discussion. We cannot meet physically, but at least we can see each other's face, right? Okay. Is everyone here? Okay, I can just see two people out here right now. I would
Come
request
on,
everyone.
guys. Switch on your cameras. Let this session be a bit interactive. This is for your benefit.
Sir, I can't because I'm shirtless, so that's why.
Okay, fine. So let's probably start for today. Fine. So yes, this topic for today is roadmap for computer science, and I think Raj has given a brief introduction about me, so as to how could I speak on this topic. So currently, as you all know, I'm leading the technical team at Board Infinity, currently handling some things in data science, technology, backend DevOps, and some things in data science. So basically, that's it. And I'll just give you a brief understanding about how should a ideal journey of a computer science grad should be like in order to kind of have the best of their whole 4 years of experience in kind of you can get the uh, right objective or the goal which you have kind of turned up for, which is kind of the place kind of get the right placement or kind of get the higher education that you're looking for or anything that you're looking after this BTech, you could kind of achieve that goal, whatever you have that in mind, and kind of how could you do that in the most ideal way. So that is the goal of this talk, and that is what we have come up for. So, okay, so just before that, I want to keep it very interactive. So I'll be asking a lot of questions in between. Okay. So as to keep it very personalized and so as to give you whatever you guys exactly want rather than just I speaking whatever I want to. Right. So first question I would like to ask you, what are you looking out to gain from this session in the first place? So what like you have joined up for the session, right? So what are you exactly looking out for gaining out from the session? So you can turn on your mic or you can probably write in the chat.
First thing, sir, I am from BTech EC.
Right.
So we have always the confusion that how we start the programming and how we can do the programming, including our core sector also, because we have our EC also. But we have the confusion also that which programming language we have to choose, and how can we have the job in the tech field also.
Right.
Like that's why that's the main reason for joining. What are the steps we have to take? How we can
Got it.
go through there?
Got it. Got it. Okay, Adarsh. Thank you for that. Any other people who would like to contribute to that? Okay, so Ashi says to set your goals and like how to start. What should be our strategy? Right. That is a main core motive of the session. Right. Apart from that, any other people?
Yeah, hello, sir. My name is Ankit Kumar Singh. Sir, I'm a fresher, and sir, I have lots of confusion regarding the computer science. And sir, I have no background like in 12th class. I also not opt for computer science or any computer subjects. So, sir, basically, I want to know all the things, what kind of jobs and how to start. First of all, how to start and which type of programming language and I should learn and like yeah, sir. This
Okay, so you're
so
from first year or
basically,
second year?
I joined. Sir, I'm a fresher. I am from first year, sir.
Okay, great.
From today,
Great.
my classes will start, sir. Is a start.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Great, wonderful. Nice to see you. You're so excited that you came in the first year itself.
Yes, sir.
Great, wonderful. So, okay, Ashutosh says roadmap for to become a good programmer. Guys, come on, like everyone could write so that we can have the best possible outcome from this particular meet, right? You're giving your time, so it's important that you kind of get the most out of it. Yes.
Hello,
So
sir. Hello, sir.
yes, yes.
Sir, I am doing MCA from LPU. I am fresher student for MCA program, and I want to become a software engineer. So I don't know much idea, much idea. So how to start for uh, become a software engineer.
Okay, okay, got it. So right, got it. I'll try to cover that up as well, surely. Varun Bansal says something informative on what the current industry need is and what kind of fresher should go for. Okay, right. So, what is the current industry trends and what is important and what you should prioritize from the industry? Looking at the current industry stack. Got it. Okay, so Kushal says how to freelance. Wow, that is very nice that you are thinking about freelancing at the moment. That is pretty great. So while maintaining the college studies, right? So it's very important, and it's very good that you kind of took up this point. We'll probably take this up in later of the session. Sarath says major doubt is how to choose the electives in third year and what are the prerequisites for them. Okay, so I would also like to understand most of the majority crowd could you can just write in the chat you're from which year, first year, second year, third year, fourth year. So that would help me to kind of shape up this session as well. Raj says, please ask. Okay. Anish says, I'm a beginner and I haven't learned programming coding. So, how to start and to be a good programmer? Okay, wonderful. Which job is better, data scientist or software programmer? Okay. Amit Kumar says, I want to know which semester we should go for internship as I'm now in third year. For placement, what kind of scenario is there? Okay, then a complete roadmap like where to start CP and where to focus on development second. Okay, second year, first year. Good to see that some people who first year as well. So you're quite curious. Okay, Ashi, second year, third year, first year. Okay, cool. So majorly, I think the crowd is from first year and second year, and some few people from third year. Okay, I think a lot of people haven't replied. So I believe everyone is there here and kind of not faking up in the session. We will find any over here. Cool. So probably I'll just start with this today's session. I kind of have the context as to what are you looking out for, and most of the things would be covered by the end of the session. Okay, and if anything is pending, we'll take up in that question and answer session in the later half of the session. Okay, wonderful. So okay, so just before starting of this session, I would like to explain you a very important concept in life, which if you understand it pretty well, you could solve a lot of your problems, not just in tech, but across your life. It would be very important for everyone, right? So you can just remember this, maybe probably take up a screenshot as well of this, and kind of make sure that you're following up uh, this principle in your life. And it's very, very crucial. If you kind of apply this principle in your life would be very different than it is today. Okay, so I would before that, I'll just want to ask anyone if you could understand what is trying to what are we trying to show here in this particular uh, image. What anyone could answer? What are we kind of trying to convey here? Can take up a few seconds and kind of try to understand what are we trying to discuss here. Anyone would like to answer? What do you understand from this?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, main thing is that in this from this PDF that we have to take the right decision on right time and the right thing, and but we are focused on the everything popular things and what is going on, what we can do everything on the same time. That's what.
Right. Right. You're on the right lines. Okay. Anyone else want to kind of contribute?
Sir, as a fresher, there are many things to learn, but we are confused. What should we start from now? There are many popular things. Should we do that right now, or we should gain some skills? But the point where we should focus our time or invest our time is that we should focus our things on right things, what industry demands, and not on the things which are obsolete right now, and just pay proper amount to each thing and for right reason. That why are we doing? Like sometimes we feel that this coding is not for me, and still we are doing coding all the time.
Right. Right. Got it. So yeah, you both are on the right lines. So basically, what this is trying to convey is, if you try to do everything, which means if you are in your freshers first year, second year, or your third year, and because computer science is having a lot of topics and lot of things, if you go in depth of anything, like let's suppose if you go in front end only, or web development, or back end, or data science, or machine learning, or for that matter anything, if you go into depth, there are a lot of things. It's a rabbit hole. So there are a lot of things to do. So you can probably won't be able to do everything at the right time in your 4 years of your study, right? And that is very important to understand. You just have very limited amount of time, and it's not just 4 years. For some people it would be so. First of all, it's not 4 years, it's 3 years that you have to understand. So LPU kind of gives you an opportunity to go for a full year internship in your final 2 semesters, and that's a very golden opportunity that you're having. And like if you are anything aspirational, you should go for that. You shouldn't be attending your classes in the 7th semester in LPU. You should be going for a full year internship, 7th and 8th semester. If you're anything above average or average, you should be going for that. There is no doubt about that. And if you're not going, you're doing the biggest mistake in your life. So first of all, you should go for your final year of internship in the final year, which means essentially you have just 3 years in your degree, right? And if you are in first year, you just have 3 years. If you are in second year, you have just 2 years. If you are in third year, you have just 2 semesters, right? And that is very important to understand, that you could probably not do everything in the 6 semesters or 4 semesters or 2 semesters, because time is limited. You have to do a lot of things, which is your CA, MTs, ETs. You have to do a lot of different things. Since you're at home, you have to do your house chores as well. So there are a lot of things to do, right? But and if you try to optimize on everything, you will end up optimizing on nothing. And that is very important point in essentialism, that you have to understand you could not do everything, and you have to select few things to do, and you have to select the right things to do, and that is very important, and that would give you the highest point of contribution. And if you do try to do everything, you won't end up doing nothing, and the essential things which was required for your degree, you would leave out that in the cost of doing everything, right? So it's very important. And also a lot of time what happens is, so one is you cannot do everything, that you have to understand. The next thing is, uh, everything what is everything that glitters is not gold. So maybe blockchain would be glittering, right? But you should ask yourself the question, is are there are job opportunities in blockchain at the moment, right? uh, or let's suppose xyz technology is kind of booming in the market, and it has come up new, but is there a lot of job opportunities in the market for that particular job role, or it's just a hype? So everything that is popular or everything that glitters is not gold, that you have to kind of understand. And in computer science and in the age of technology and social media, where everyone has the uh, means to kind of share and make viral anything, like you can small things can go like to so many people with just in a few days or months. So it's very important to understand that everything which is popular is not important, and you should focus on basics, and you should focus the things that is required for the right reasons, right? And we'll discuss about this right thing, right reason, and right time, and that is the a whole session with what we have about. But it's very important that you understand what not to do. You should not do everything, and you should not follow and also a lot of time what happens is you kind of try to follow up your friends. My friend is doing this thing and which is getting popular, so your three friends are doing that, and I should also do that. But you should ask yourself your question, that is it right for my goal what I have? Because I have 6 semesters or 4 semesters or 2 semesters, is it really important for me to do that, right? And that is the question you should ask yourself every time, right? Every course which you're doing, every video that you're watching, every book you're reading, you should ask yourself this question: is this the uh, right amount of energy that I'm putting, or right amount of time that I'm spending on this particular thing would give me the result in my next 2 3 years? If the answer is no, you shouldn't do that. That is very important to understand, right? And what happens is, if we try to do everything, and everything which is popular, and everything which is and everything you want to do it right now, so you would end up taking data science and AI course also, and you would also do side by side web development also, and then you also kind of take Android classes in the college. So you do 10 things, and you try to do it everything now, and which is not the ideal approach to do, because you're not superhuman, you won't be able to do everything at that instant, right? So because computer science is vast, and you should understand that, and you should pick up very few things, and we'll discuss about that, how to pick up and what not to pick up, probably in this session or probably in the future sessions. But yeah, it's very important that you understand that you should probably not try to do everything which is popular at the moment, and that would lead to highest point of frustration, and you won't end up achieving what you kind of signed up for in your BTech CSC or BC or anything, right? So it's very important that you kind of keep that in mind, and kind of try to do the right thing with the right reasons and the right intentions for it. The reasons are your goals that you want to achieve in your next 2 3 years, and you should do the right things at the right time. So in your first semester, you shouldn't start doing web development. You should first focus on your basics and data structures and algorithms, and then probably kind of take up in the forthcoming semester, you should start developing things, right? So it's very important what to do and what time, right? So things would be different for first year, second year, and third year. So I'll try to kind of have that in between, but probably if there is any specific things, we can probably discuss it at the end of the session. Yeah. Okay, so with that out of the way, we'll probably start for today. Essential things. So so don't focus on different things, but here the first point which is there, you should have and define your goal and purpose very uh, uh, nicely. That what kind of company that you want to kind of achieve after your degree is completed. right? What are the priorities that you're having? So some people would have prioritize like they want to go in big companies. Some people would have so they want a brand. Some people would have the priority that they want to kind of learn a lot in their first starting years, and they want to be more entrepreneurial. So for that, a high paced startup is a good choice rather than a big company, right? And also you should have your end resume in mind. What after your third year or fourth year, what kind of resume would you kind of end up having? At least you should have a essential or a brief picture about it, so that would help you kind of shape up your future, and that would help you to take your decisions very nicely in a very calculated manner, rather than just taking decisions out of मेरे दोस्त ने ऐसा बोला या my ये मेरे चाचा ने ऐसा बोला या फिर anything, like taking decisions just out of this person said me like this, and then I'm kind of probably doing that. That also won't be the right thing for you. You should do everything for the right, as we discussed, for the right reasons. So your reasons should be very, very clear. If that reasons is not clear, you won't be doing the right thing at the right time. So first of all comes the reason, the why. So that is and this piece is from Essentialism. This is a book by Greg McKeown. You can probably read that book. It's a very wonderful book. So this principle of essentialism is from that book, and it applies to a lot of things in your life, not just in your career, but apart from that, in everything that you do. Okay, so in a nutshell, you should probably try to define your goal and purpose. Why are you doing your engineering in the first place? What do you want to achieve after 3 years? Which kind of company that you want to land up onto? So all these things is very important in your decision making, so as to what you would do in your third semester and what you would do in your fourth semester. And that is not clear, the goal is, and the goal or the purpose is not clear what you want to achieve, then probably you won't be kind of doing the right things at the right time. So your right reasons are probably the most important thing, and that you should after this session, in the next 1-2 days, you should kind of try to do write this right reasons. And we also have this Technion WhatsApp group, so probably the people, the organizers would add up you in a group, so probably you can discuss on that group as well your right reasons. And I'm also there in that group. Probably if there is any further questions, we can probably discuss there as well. But kind of try to have this right reasons set up very importantly. If that is not done, you won't be doing the right thing at the right time, right? Okay, so this is the most important thing. One key takeaway, if you want to take up from today's session: define your goal and purpose from what you want to do after your fourth or your third year, right? So that's the most important and the crux point from this. Okay, so probably we'll discuss about the other things in the later part of it. So there are a few components in your engineering computer science that is the most crucial things that you must do, and there are some pointers around that. So I'll just discuss about that. So one thing is computer science fundamentals, right? So computer science fundamental is uh, only this 4-5 subjects. So you'll be having around roughly around, I think 8 to 9, let's suppose 8. So you'll be having 8 multiplied by 8, 64 subjects in your whole 4 years of your degree, right? For BC it would be a bit less, maybe 8 into 6, 48, but roughly around 50 to 60 subjects will be having. And if you don't do your final here at LPU, that would be the best thing. So all your 12 subjects would kind of become more or less. But yeah, the crux is you will be having around 50 to 60 odd subjects in your whole journey of your computer science, and all the subjects are not important. So this is very important. All the subjects are not equally important. You have to understand that. And if you don't understand that, you'll probably end up wasting your time on wrong things, which is not required, right? So it's very important that you understand which subjects you have to spend more time on. And if you don't define that timing, and if you don't define that priority or focus, uh, the end goal which you want to achieve, the why which you're doing your computer science degree in the first place for placement or any reason, that won't suffice. So it's very important that you focus on few subjects and you do it very, very nicely. So there are few subjects I would just name that, like your programming subjects, your maths subjects, discrete maths and all those things, your networking, your operating system, and your DBMS, database management system. These are few of the subjects across your semester. Like these are 6-7 subjects across your semester, which are the crux, and which are and DSA, data structures and algorithms, obviously. So there are 6, 7, 8 subjects from your 50 to 60 subjects, which are your crux and the most priority subjects, and that you should understand and that you should eye for. What are these subjects? And if you do them very thoroughly, it would help you very much in your career ahead and in your final interviews when you have them, right? So most of the interviews would be asking you questions around data structures and algorithms, and apart from that you would be asked some things from computer science fundamentals, any interview you go. So it would be networking, operating system, and DBMS only, and things from programming and data structures and algorithms. So these are the few subjects which are across important, and all the subjects are not important, that you have to understand. And obviously those subjects which are carrying higher weightage according to the IP and according to the LPO or anything, so you should probably focus on that for CGPA. But the major thing is few subjects are very important, and that would be important for your life, like in your next 40-50 years of your career. These subjects would be very important to kind of make decisions in any field, any track that you take up, either web development or data science or AI, anything. This few subjects would kind of be always important. So that is very important. So any questions still here anyone has? Are we on the same page? Are we getting things?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm not okay, I'm here. Okay, says
Sir,
yes, Varun.
sir, as you said that all subjects are not equally important, can you please show some light on how to manage the other subjects which are not important? Because we have to give paper of them also, we have to attend test of that. So how should we clear them also, giving more time, investing more times on the subjects we really need to?
See, so which year are you in right now?
The second year started.
Okay, so you might know that a lot of your studies are done at the end of the one day before your exams, right? Have you had that thing? Like most of your studies are just done 1 week ago or 1 day ago, or like very few time ago, just before the exam. Either it would be CAs or it would be MTs or it would be ETs,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
And बाकी time पूरे semester you don't kind of look at that subject, right? You kind of do जब भी CA होगा या फिर जब भी you have the MT or you have the ET, right? For
Yes,
first
sir.
year it won't be relevant, relatable, but for at least second year, third year it would be relevant, relatable, right? So a lot of subjects which I'm saying is not so important. You have to kind of study them whenever there is a test, before, just before the test, just before the CA, just before the MT, just before the ET. And kind of जब भी टीचर पढ़ाती है ध्यान से सुन लो, rather, and whatever time you have in your day apart from that, and whatever free lectures you get or free time you get, you should probably focus on these subjects. Okay, extra time and extra you some people do extra courses also from another universities like MIT, OCW and all those things, right? So if you're doing those things, you should do only for these subjects. It's not required for all the subjects. So that is the meaning of kind of focus on few subjects. And ऐसा नहीं कि बाकी subjects को पढ़ना ही नहीं है. You have to at least study just before the 1 day before the exam or 2 days before the exam. That's it, and you'll score very well. Like for most of the subjects, if you study very nicely just before 1 day or 2 days before the exam, and what you kind of pay attention to what teacher says in the class, you will be pretty better off, and you'll obviously score 9 CGPA. It's very easy to score 9 CGPA. It's very easy. It's just that you kind of study very nicely just 1 day or 2 day before the exam, and kind of understand and understand what teacher is saying at the moment, and kind of ask question at the right time. And अगर नहीं समझ रहा है तो kind of open up any blog or anything and just kind of clear up the concept at the moment, and then probably you'll be very better off, and you don't have to kind of spend a lot of time on that particular subjects, like a week or 2 weeks. You just need to study just one day before, and that's it. And for rest of the time, you can focus on the high priority subjects, which is your data structures, algorithms, programming skills, networking, OS, and DBMS. And of this, the data structures and algorithms programming is the most important. That we'll discuss in the next slide. Anything till here?
Is there any resources to study all these subjects?
Okay, so that is very specific. So probably that we could probably discuss in the group. So you can probably ask for which subject, and I can probably ping you in the Technion group itself. Right. So it would be difficult for me to share everything here. But if you ask me for which subject, I'll probably send you the link there in the WhatsApp group itself. Let's proceed then. Okay, so data structures and algorithms. So this is the crux and the meat of computer science, and this is what basis all the interviews happen, right? And this is the crux. Like, you have to do data structures and algorithms. There is no other way if you have to crack a good company, right? So uh, I know of people, those who have not done any project in web development, and just did data structures and algorithms, and have got a great job at Google or Facebook or fan companies, right, basically. So data structures and algorithms is the most important part in your computer science that you have to understand in a nutshell. That is the major takeaway here. And how to do that? So there are a lot of courses, there are a lot of things, lot of different things. So but there are few resources that probably I can share. uh, there is my code school, and uh, there are few ladders of questions that you can probably do in a systematic fashion. And so just to summarize, we also have Tech It Out, which we regularly do. Organizers from this particular Technion group itself, they kind of organize that and kind of try to do some questions together. Okay, I'll talk about that after the whole thing is finished. So basically, data structures are an algorithm for the people who haven't started with it, for first year and second year grads, who I think haven't started with it. So basically, this is what basis of your every interview. So if you have any interview at the third year, or any internship, or any interview that you sit for after your fourth year, major good companies, or any product based companies, they would look out for data structures and algorithm. And most of the, if there are four interviews, three out of them, three would be on data structures and algorithm itself. So that's how important is data structures and algorithms. And apart from that, those people would ask some questions around networking, OS, and DBMS, but the major thing would be data structures and algorithms. So this is like I would tell you also why it is very important, right? And why kind of people just hire on the basis of data structures and algorithms. So if you want to crack any FANG company, Facebook, Amazon, Google, Facebook, so all these companies just look out for data structures and algorithms. They just need good problem solvers. That's it. They don't uh, require you to know everything in front end or React or data science, AI, and everything. They just want you to know, as a fresher, good data structures and algorithms. Any good product based company, they just want to know how good problem solver are you. And the way to kind of achieve the way to kind of assess that is just data structures and algorithms for them. Because so you have a lot of people might here might have given IIT JEE, right? And in that why IIT JEE happens is why मतलब काफी लोगों का फिजिक्स उनसे भी अच्छा होता होगा जो फर्स्ट रैंकर होगा. It's not mandatory जो फर्स्ट रैंकर है he would have the best physics in those particular 1.5 lakh of people or 15 lakh of people. I'm not sure how many people get. So but the crux is those there has to be some objective system to kind of rank people. There cannot be subjectivity, right? And hence people bigger companies keep projects and development secondary and keep data structures and algorithms as primary, because that is very objective to define. Okay, isne acha kiya. So they have the set of 4 or 5 interviews on data structures and algorithms, and they have different people taking up your interviews, and they have predefined kind of structures of problems, and kind of assess you on that. And that is and a lot of companies have hackathons or coding competitions before the hiring, and that is how they can filter a lot of so if there is only two roles or there are 5 or 10 roles that they are hiring for, they don't want to take interviews for 10,000 of people, right? Because thousands of people would be applying to Google, not sorry, not thousands, lakhs of people would be applying to Google, and they cannot take interviews of that lakhs of people. So they have to kind of filter it down, and the only way to filter it down is seeing your problem solving skills, and the way to see your problem solving skills is data structures and algorithms. And that is why data structures and algorithms is so important, right? uh, I hope this is clear. Anyone has anything around this to around this before I proceed? Fine. So
Sir,
yeah,
sir, how to improve problem solving questions, sir?
yeah, that I'll cover. So probably so basically data structures and algorithm in a nutshell is the most important thing that you have to do. And you have to kind of get 4 stars, 6 stars, 7 stars, 8 stars in code check, or get a higher rating in code forces and everything. So how to get better at it? Okay, so first of all, you don't have to do all the problems. You basically you have to do different. So it's not important to solve lot of many problems, but it's more important to solve variety of problems. Okay, so by variety I mean different kind of data structures and algorithms kind of problems, different type of implementation problems, right? And the variety is very important rather than the quantity. Okay, so the quality of problems or the variety of problems is more important rather than the quantity of the problems. So I'm doing maybe 10 problems a day, but I'm doing the same kind of problems, that won't help, rather than doing five different kind of problems. That's more important. So how to now the second question is how to do more variety of problems. So I'll probably share in the group, there are some ladders A to Z. So I'll just probably try to share the screen also if possible. Right, I hope the screen is visible. So here you could see probably there are a lot of so this is A to J ladders, and here you have the problem sorted in a lot of systematic order according to so probably everyone knows code forces, right? So there are few platforms to kind of practice coding, right? So in that one second, I'll just right. So there are few platforms which are very important. You can write that down. So there are a lot of variety of hacker rank, hacker earth, code forces, code chef, Spodge, and interview bit, and a lot of things. So different kind of platforms are important at different stages, right? So I would recommend those people who are kind of in their initial uh, 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 semesters, like you're in your second year or your first year, you can kind of focus on code chef and code forces. And to start with, if you have a little bit problem on you haven't done coding at all, so you can start with hacker rank to start with, but probably transition to code forces or code chef in the future, because that's where the higher difficulty of problems lies, and that is the kind of problem that you will see in the interview, right? And then probably those people who are in their third year or fourth year, gradually you can focus on more on problems on uh, this interview bit. And there's one more platform, I'm just forgetting the name. um, there's this interview bit, and I'll just ping that. I'm just not getting the name at the moment, but yeah, the second platform that is very interview related rather than competitive programming related. So one thing is competitive programming, and one thing is the kind of questions that you'll have in your interviews, right? So both are a bit different. There is a lot of overlap, but sometimes in code forces you'll see a lot of things which are not just from coding interview. So this is tourist, uh, one of the best competitive coders of all time. Like he has so there is a competition called as ACM ICPC, which is kind of your Olympics for programmers, right? And it's just for college grads only. Like people who are into the industry cannot participate in that. So people who are in their first year, second year, third year, so they can only participate in that. So this is probably one of the best things that you can do in your initial days, kind of. And if you have to make up your good problem solving skills, you should do a lot of variety of problems. And as I said, there is this A to OJ ladders and everything, which you can probably follow, where you have systematically some questions which is sorted from code forces. So code forces has different kind of questions based on different ratings. So different ratings, which means is, so you can see this person has kind of reached from 1200 to 3000 or something, right? So this person was almost all the time he was first only. Like you can see he was rank one only, and he has won ACM ICPC multiple times. uh, and he's a like freak in competitive programming, like one of the god like person in competitive programming. So such people, what they do is they do gradually, you can see, like in code forces you have this code rating. So you have to kind of get, the higher you go, the better you programmer you are kind of considered, right? So this is another level of 3000 rank. 3800 is kind of god level. Like you would require ages to reach there, but at least in your semesters you can in your 4 years of degree you can at least try to reach 1600. That would also be it, like if you reach here. And this is the next level to it, right? So there are a lot of things, like if you go in competitive coding arena, there are a lot of competitions around there. But the second thing is, whether you want to become a good competitive programmer or you just want to get a placement, right? You, most of the people would require to get a placement. So for the people in the first year and second year, I would suggest they can go into the competitive coding arena and explore, so that your problem solving skills and your kind of your horizon to look at the problems widens. And then probably you can limit yourself to a few platforms like interview bit, and the second platform, I'm forgetting the name right now, it's not coming in my mind, but I'll just bring that up. So those two platforms you can focus, which is completely focused on competitive program sorry problem solving questions around what you'll get in an interview, what you'll get in a real interview in a big company, right? So I'm not getting the name. So in that particular two platforms, you will get almost the questions as you get in a Google's interview or a Facebook interview. So you have the questions sorted out from company basis, from difficulty basis, easy, medium, hard, right? So all those things probably we can discuss in future sessions. How could you do? But I'm just showing what all is there, like what all breadth is there, and probably we can go in depth of things in the future. And also we have this Tech It Out community wherein you can join, and the organizers would conduct some sessions around every week. Every week they have 2-3 sessions wherein they're coming up and kind of trying to solve problems collaboratively. And that kind of community kind of pushes you to do problems each and every day. So in data structures and algorithms, it's very important that you do daily problems. If you are not doing 1 to 2 problems daily on a daily basis, then you won't probably become a good programmer. If you do one problem in a week, or 2-3 problems in a week, and then probably do it in the next week, that won't help. You have to be very consistent and do daily problems. And for that, a community like Tech It Out or Technion is very important to have, because that community pushes you to kind of do more and more problems as you go forward, right? So that community of things, and the doing daily problems, and participating in competitions. So a lot of people think that a good programmer so if you go on code chef or code forces, so you have a lot of competitions going on, and that is very important that you should participate in these competitions. So once you start participating in this kind of competitions, so long challenges you have cook-off challenges and all those things. So if you kind of do this kind of challenges, then probably it's the best thing. Then you will understand where you are at the moment. And if you are doing consistently, when you start these competitions, you would probably do one or two problems to start with. But as you go forward, you in the next month or in the next month, you would probably do 3 and then 4 and then 5 and then 6, right? And the more problems you do, the better programmer you can consider yourself to be, and the more rating you get in your code chef. And that code chef rating also you can put in your resume. Yeah, I'm a 6-star coder or a 5-star coder on code chef, and that also matters a lot. Like if a person sees you're a 6-star coder on code chef, that's a very good pretty sign that you are a very good programmer. That is a proof of you are a very good programmer. Okay. And a good code chef code forces rating, like if you have this green all over the place, like this person you can see like he would probably have a lot of green things in the past. So the more greens you have, the better you consider you are solving a lot of good problems, right? And so the recruiters looks all these things when you go for a good product based companies, right? And there are some few books on data structures and algorithms, which is like Bible, like Coreman and all those things. So that also you can probably study, which is very important. And cracking the coding interview by I forgot the name, but yeah, cracking the coding interview. And there's a Coreman book on data structures and algorithm, which is also very important. Probably and more things we can probably discuss in the future sessions. And so in this Tech It Out community, I also come in sometimes to kind of give out some sessions around in the middle. So you can probably join that community, and those people who are regular in that community, I can probably sometime connect as well to discuss in detail. Okay, so that's about data structures and algorithms, and it's the most important thing for a computer science grad. In a nutshell, if you want to crack a very good company, and in a nutshell, you have to do problems daily. You have to have good community, and you should participate in good competitions and good hackathons on coding. So that's very important. And you can also make a goal or a target that you have to kind of participate in ACM ICPC, which is like a Olympics for programmers. So that is also a very nice thing in your resume, which you can have. So anything till here that you have? Yeah, so Ankit Jain says lead code, right? So yes, lead code is a platform which I was kind of forgetting the name of. So lead code and interview bit are kind of very focused. So if you want to start, if you are a very noob programmer, you can start with HackerRank. If you are a little bit okay with programming, you can start with Code Forces or Code Chef. If you are in a first year or your second year, and if you are in your third year, you should probably start with lead code or interview bit to start with. Okay, so lead code and interview bit becomes very important as you go in your third year, because in that most of the problems are of that level. Way beyond what kind of questions you would
I think there's a network problem on the side of Mr. Aditya Gupta. His voice is lagging.
Hello. Hello. Am I
Yes,
audible?
sir, getting your voice. Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Sorry, I
Now
was.
it's clear, sir.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, I dropped. So okay, fine. So till here, anyone has any doubts related to data structures and algorithm before I kind of go to the next topic? Cool. So
Please
yeah.
provide ebook for data structure or algorithm.
Okay, so probably you can ping in the Technion group. I'll probably try to share that.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so the next thing is development, which a lot of people development or one area of specialization I call it, because sometimes cybersecurity or data science is not development like directly like directly development you can consider. It's a different niche. So apart from, so we talked about computer science fundamentals, and then we probably talked about data structures and algorithms, right? So these are the most two important things that you should do, right? But apart from that, there are few things that you have to do as a computer science programmer engineer to get a good internship, or to kind of broaden your resume, kind of enhance your resume. You have to kind of specialize in few areas. So it could be one, or max it could be two. And if you want to explore, you can explore multiple things, but you should focus all your energy. And as I said, you cannot do all the things, right? So we discuss about everything. You should not try to do everything. You could probably focus on few things only, right? So you should first of all explore different things, like what is cybersecurity, what is web development, what is app development, what is machine learning and AI, what is data science, and all those things, and then probably stick to one, and the right thing only for the right reason. So that's very important. Okay, so there are a lot of things to kind of I'll also share some of the roadmaps. There is a good website which you can follow for kind of getting the roadmaps for different kind of area of specializations. But yeah, there are few specializations like web development, machine learning, AI, data science. App development, it could be Android, iOS, or it could be React Native or Flutter or any kind of hybrid framework, Ionic, everything. And there is another thing like cyber security. There is cloud. There is, I think, yeah, like there are a lot of things, but yeah, these are the major things that you have. And most of the people kind of stumble upon web development, app development, and machine learning in AI most probably, right? Uh, and if you are a good programmer, I would highly suggest that at least you should do web development. If you don't explore other things, that is fine, but you should explore web development, because that would kind of enhance your computer science basic abilities, and that is very important. It would help you to understand what is computer science all about, right? So web development, I highly suggest that everyone should do. Okay. Okay, still here, and okay, so another thing is, basically a lot of people has this question, okay, what should I do, competitive programming or development or area of specialization, as I'm talking about here. So basically you have to do both, but prioritize on data structures and algorithms if you have to crack a product based company, a very big product based company, because most of the big product based companies kind of focus on data structures and algorithms, but they also kind of expect you to have some good project in either of your area of specialization, like web development, app development, machine learning, data science, anything like that. Okay. And probably if you can do it in web development or app development, majorly web development would be the best, if I talk about for most of the people. If you are not having high mathematical abilities and all those things, so try to focus on web development only, because machine learning and AI and data science, if you have to do for a very good job, uh, you would be better off doing a master's, and master's from a reputed college or from a foreign college would be better, because it's a deep field and research field. So probably it's expected that you have a master's, then it would be much better. But yeah, obviously as a fresher you can also kind of transition into machine learning and AI and data science. That is also fine, but mostly most of the companies, most of the good companies require you to have some kind of master's degree uh, as a prerequisite. But for web development and app development and all those things, uh, it's not a must. Okay. So, and okay, so the best way to build projects is kind of hackathons. So you should try to participate in as many hackathons as possible, and probably at least 2 or 3 hackathons in a semester. So you have this hackathons all over the place. I'm not so sure. So this is COVID time, but usually at my time it was physical hackathons which used to happen, and that is the best way to learn. So I had personally made a lot of my projects in my hackathons in just 2-3 days, right? So you won't believe, like in hackathons in just 24 hours or 30 hours, with a team of 3-4 people, you can probably make something which you won't be able to do in your 6 months also, right? So hackathon is the best place to kind of broaden your resume in terms of projects and everything in a very short amount of time, because in hackathons you are given a problem statement to solve out for, and in that problem statement you are solving a real problem, and that is what is required in a good project, right? So whatever, so most of the people who kind of show up the projects in the resume are kind of copied from somewhere on GitHub or anything. But in hackathons, you are kind of solving a project, you're making a project for a real purpose or a real statement, problem statement that everyone is facing. And in that manner, you have a good amount of like, they generally give you a problem statement before the hackathon starts, like 1 week before or something. So you can probably think about it and kind of and you have that pressure to kind of accomplish a project in next 1 week or 2 weeks with a team. So that is the best way to kind of learn and do projects, because generally in offices also you'll be working on a working with a team of people, and hackathons kind of shows you everything, like in pressure, how could you make things in a team, how could you make things, how could you, so your leadership skills also. So kind of whenever I used to go in hackathons, I would used to be a leader. So that also try to make help me in becoming a good leader. And in different kind of hackathons I participated, I kind of focused on different things: web development, machine learning, app development. In that way I could explore different areas of things, and I could kind of understand which area is best for me, right? And which is helping a lot in my current role as a tech lead here. So this is very important that you should be doing hackathons. And if you do hackathons, and most of the time you can focus on data structures and algorithms on a daily basis, and before the hackathon you could learn the technologies which is required. For, let's suppose, for backend you have to learn Django, or you have to learn Node.js, or for frontend you have to learn React or Angular. So you can probably do that in 1 week or 2 weeks, because otherwise you would take up months and months, but you won't be studying. But if you have that pressure of hackathons, you would kind of do and achieve a lot of things in very real time, very less amount of time. So that is the best way to build projects and enhance your resume, and kind of explore different areas of specialization. And the area of specialization or web development which I'm talking about, I think the best time to take up if you are in your first year or in your second year, if you are not good with your programming, first focus on your fundamentals. Before building up your fundamentals, going up to directly to the web development or machine learning AI won't be a good choice, won't be a suggestion, right? So you should be kind of building up your fundamentals of computer science and data structures and algorithms before kind of jumping onto a area of specialization or anything like that, or development for that matter. Okay. And also there is a lot of things on open source and GSOC, which is a very good thing in your resume, if you can probably focus. So development or area of specialization, the best time to kind of pick it up if you are a first year, and if you have spent your 3 semesters in your data structures, algorithms, and computer science fundamentals, then you can pick it up in fourth semester. And if you are in your second year and haven't yet focused on data structures or algorithms and programming, you should probably pick up in your third year, or later second years. Just after the second year, if you have a lot good vacation, so probably you can pick it up there. That is also the best time to kind of pick it up and kind of do a good project in that summer vacation of yours of 2-3 months, right? So that is how it is. Anyone has any questions till here? I think probably Ankit, you would have got your answer, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So till here, anyone has any questions, any doubts? Okay. So probably the final thing which everyone is looking out for at the end of the day your goal which you talked about, which you have to kind of fix up as soon as possible. And that would be the best thing if you could do it as early as possible in your career, or in your semesters, basically in your first year or second year. Right now at the moment, you should fix up what kind of companies that you want to eye for, and what kind of things, like if you could fix up what kind of specialization also are you looking out for, that would also be great. But in your initial first year, you should try to explore different kind of areas of specialization. At least give 1 week to web development, 1 week to data science, or 2 weeks to web development. Just explore. You're not committing to it, you're just exploring it. So that is also a good thing that you should do in your initial years, initial semesters, initial 3 semesters. And then probably fix up yourself in one or maximum 2 things. In majority of the cases, it is just one. Fix up yourself in 1 or 2 things in your fourth semester or fifth semester or sixth semester, right? So that is the best time to kind of pick up development or any area of specialization to focus on, right? So basically you should have your end resume in your mind, what you kind of want to get out of your engineering, where you want to get placed in a FANG stands for Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, everything like that, bigger companies. And versus a service-based company. So you shouldn't anytime eye for service-based companies like Infosys or TCS or anything. This is the best, this is the most wrong decision, or the wrong thing you could do in your initial days of your career. You should go for a good high growing startup if you are very entrepreneurial, and if you want to learn to do things in a very scratch way. So FANG is good for people who want status, who want that higher salary package and all those things. But startup is the best way if you want to kind of do it all your way, like if you want to build ideation to production. Because in FANG you would be just a very small piece of a nut in a big machine, right? And you won't matter that much. But in a startup, your significance is a lot higher, right? If you go that a lot of things can break. And basically you are responsible for a lot of different things in a startup. Your responsibilities are more, your learning are more, because you're directly kind of very near to the hierarchy, rather very lower in the hierarchy. So you learn a lot in that process about the startup culture, about the entrepreneurship and everything. So if you have to kind of start a startup of your own, so better choice would be, I think, it's a personal choice, but it could be going to a startup and learning things there, rather than doing an MBA and then kind of probably starting. So I could give you my example, because I initially started out in a startup because I wanted to kind of I'm kind of very entrepreneurial and kind of like to build products from scratch. So I am not kind of a guy who would like to work in a big company in a very small project or something like that. I want to build things from scratch and kind of build it up from there, and kind of build it end to it from ideation to production. So from my kind of a personality, startup suits more for me. But for someone who wants status or anything, they for them it would be more suitable to go into a FANG or something like that. For that, data structures and algorithms is more important. For a startup also, data structures and algorithm is important. But the major thing is in that in startup, your development also equally matters, because they are looking for you to have some kind of experience in the area of expertise, in the area of development or data science or anything like that, right? So in startups, it becomes more important that you understand, development also, or your area of specialization, you should have good projects, right? But in your FANGs, the major focus is only on the data structures and algorithms. So that is the difference. In service-based companies, they look out for your aptitude and all those things, and communications. Communication skills everyone look at, but aptitude and all those things are look at in service-based company, and then don't focus a lot on your DSA, and like basic DSA also will have you. They will take you up, but that is the most wrong decision. You should avoid service-based startup. You should eye for a good product-based startup or bigger companies like FANG if you have to, because your first job kind of defines you for your life. If you have a package of XYZ figure in your first job, you would grow just 10% or 20%, right, year on year, most probably, right? And in that case, if your first job package is 7, you'll just go 10%. So but if your package is higher, like 15 or 20, then kind of it becomes very better for your growth in the future, right? So it's very important because your first job defines you as a whole. So it's very important, and this is the right time that you should kind of focus what kind of job am I looking out for. And you should have a very clear goal in your mind. And that is why a community like Technion or Tech It Out is very important for you to kind of have that thing. Right? And some people would also look out for higher studies like masters or MS. And if you want to go for master, I would suggest you uh, uh, MS from a higher like a broad country would be much better rather than doing masters here in India. Like if you want to do any specialization, because the research and all those facilities are quite better in the foreign countries like US or Germany. So anything like that. So that would be a better call, right? So right. So I had this things to cover. I have few more points. I'll just summarize and probably then we'll edit up here. Okay. So anything till here? I'll talk about freelance. How about anything till here? Anyone has any questions? Okay, fine. So question says how to freelance while maintaining college studies and how to find startup jobs. So specifically in web development, you're talking about question. You can probably turn up your mic as well and speak directly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was talking about web development, Android, and all those kinds.
Right. So basically, it's so which year are you in?
I'm currently in second year, first semester, like second year, third semester.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So basically, it's and have you focused on DSA, data structures and algorithms in the past?
Actually, I'm learning it through right now.
Okay.
I'm taking courses right now about DSA.
Okay. Okay. So first of all, I would suggest, as we discussed, not to do all the things at the moment and focus on very few things, right? So kind of you can keep that up in mind. And kind of at the moment, since you have not done data structures and algorithms quite nicely, so try to focus that up in your next few 6 to 9 months. And then once you're very kind of having confidence, and then probably you can start doing freelancing, right? Because if you start to do it right now, it would consume a lot of your mental energy, and which would be and that is how you won't be doing your fundamentals right. And this fundamentals is very important for your future, right? So I would suggest you to do for next 6 to 9 months, you should focus on data structures and algorithms. And once you have that confidence, you can then probably pick up any thing in your vacations or anything in the later part of your fourth semester, and try to start doing development. And then you can easily balance it out because you have already done your fundamentals right. And then probably you can focus on doing few problems each day, and side by side you can focus on doing any freelancing project or anything like that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, I'll just there are few brief points that I wanted to make, and then probably we'll edit up here. So yeah, I already discussed, don't always follow your friends because they had also learned it from YouTube or anything like that. And also one more thing I would like to make a point here. So YouTube, you should uh, uh, don't focus on CGPA always. Like no one has asked me my CGPA at till now for any interviews which I've kind of said for. So CGPA are at a level. It's important that you have a decent CGPA above 8. That is very pretty decent. But apart from that, it won't define okay 9.9 CGPA वाले बंदे को ज़्यादा अच्छी placement मिलेगी. It is not that way. You should have a very you should maintain a good decent CGPA above 8 or 8.5. That's very decent. And apart from that, don't focus on most on CGPA, rather focus on data structures, algorithms and projects or development or any area of specialization. That's more important rather than just focusing on your few pointers in CGPA, right? Apart from that, be flexible and open to opportunities. So which means like any kind of hackathons which you see, any kind of community which you see, any time of opportunity which you see in terms of kind of exploring and enhancing your skills, any kind of conferences you see, you should go and attend that. Don't be lazy and kind of not attend that, because those kind of conferences, hackathons, meetups, communities, and all those things plays a very vital role in your life to grow you as a person. And that is how you meet smarter and better people more than you, and that is how you learn, right? And if you be at the same level, if your friends are also of the same level, you won't learn that much. But if you have a community and friend circle which are smarter than you, then you'll probably learn a lot, and that's the most important part. And the next and the final part is you must have a mentor. Like it could be your friend, it could be someone in Technion group. So we have some mentors in Technion as well. So but you should have your mentor. Why? Because a lot of people follow a lot of things on YouTube, but YouTube, you have to understand, it's for general audience, and the suggestions and the whatever is spoken, it's majorly for a general audience. It's not for specifically for maybe Akash or Adarsh or Ajita or Ankit, for that matter. It's very general in nature because they have to optimize for views, right? And they have to kind of speak up things which everyone likes and kind of not tell all the truths, right? So that is why you should have a mentor who is there in the industry and kind of understands how the industry works. And because those people would help you not make the same mistakes as they have done in their career, or which they have seen others making in their career, right? So it's very important that you should have a mentor at least in your and if you don't have it, at least you could be in touch with Take It Out community. I'll generally try to be there mentoring some of the folks there, so you could be very so we have this Take It Out thing, which in every week, we'll be having some 2-3 discussions in the week. This people, the organizers, they'll arrange some sessions out there, and they kind of discuss over a problem, and that's how all the people kind of contribute and try to optimize on a given problem statement. They take up any problems from code chef or code forces and kind of try to solve that and kind of make an optimized solution of that. So that is very important, that you have a community like that, because that pushes you to kind of explore more things, right? And kind of generally we have some industry experts also coming in there, kind of sharing their knowledge and wisdom, what kind of mistakes they have made and what kind of things you could do better. And that is how you learn and kind of grow from others mistakes. So that is very important. And then you can ask some of the folks there directly if you have anything. Okay, so which programming we should choose when we are fresher for programming, which in help in placement also in competent? Yeah, so the best choice would be C++, hands down. You should focus on C++ as your primary language for programming or competitive programming for that matter. That is the best in a nutshell. A lot of people would say a lot of different things, but yeah, C++ in a nutshell is the best programming language if you can do for competitive programming or problem solving skills. Okay, fine. Probably that is pretty much it that I wanted to kind of convey. Anyone wants to share any key takeaways or any question and answer questions that they have?
Yes, sir. Sir, we understand all the things that you mentioned, sir. But what are your strict suggestions or an very important point for a fresher like me? You wanna suggest? Sir, can you please?
Yeah, I just kind of, you can take up the screenshot. You would understand the importance of the screenshot later, but this is the most essential thing that I have kind of noted it out. Uh, Going from this session, you should define what is your goal and purpose for doing engineering in the first place, and then kind of follow and have the right things doing at the right time with the right reasons. And if you follow that up, because things would be very different if I talk to you personally, then I can probably discuss in more detail. But in a general audience, I can probably suggest having the right goal and the right purpose, and then defining your semester by semester क्या करना है, कब क्या करना है, कैसे करना है. Probably focusing majorly on the first semester, second semester, and third semester on computer science fundamentals, data structures, and algorithms. And probably in the next 4, 5, 6 semesters, you can probably focus on more on development and one area of specialization which we talked about, and try to participate in competitive programming events, hackathons, and if you try to get a internship in between, that is best. And must go for a full year internship in your last year. That is very important for everyone. You shouldn't be staying in LPU for till in your fourth year. You should go for an internship. That is the most important thing. And you have to prepare your resume before that. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can I say in Hindi, sir?
Yes. Yes.
सर मैं कहना ये चाहता हूँ कि सर मैं अपने ग्रेजुएशन लाइफ में मैं नॉर्मली नॉन टेक्निकल रहा हूँ, ठीक है सर, और मैं अभी फ्रेशर हूँ एमसीए प्रोग्राम की वजह से. तो मेरे पास किसी तरह का कोई लॉजिकल स्किल्स नहीं है सर अबाउट प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज में. तो सर मैं आपसे पूछना ये चाहता हूँ कि सर मैं इस चीज़ को कैसे इम्प्रूव करूँ, और जैसे कि सर मैंने टर्म 2 में देखा सर एडवांस डेटा स्ट्रक्चर पढ़ाने का, मतलब वो सिलेबस में बता रखे हैं सर. तो सर मैं अपने बेसिक डेटा स्ट्रक्चर कैसे इम्प्रूव करूँ, लॉजिक कैसे इम्प्रूव करूँ सर प्रोग्रामिंग को लेकर, और ताकि मैं कम्पिटिटिव प्रोग्रामिंग कर सकूँ सर. मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहता हूँ कैसे इम्प्रूव करूँ सर, क्योंकि मेरे पास समय भी कम है सर, 2 साल का कोर्स है. और जैसे कि आपने कहा था सर कि फर्स्ट ईयर ही मतलब ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पढ़ा जाता है और सेकेंड ईयर से प्लेसमेंट्स और इंटर्नशिप पे स्टार्ट हो जाते हैं सर. सो प्लीज suggest me how can I improve like this problem.
Right. So if you're completely new to programming, I would probably suggest you to go to HackerRank and kind of do good problems from there. I'll probably share you that link also in the chat if possible. There you can start doing some implementation type of questions. So you can go to HackerRank. Once again, I'll just try to share that link. So yeah, if you go on HackerRank, in the domain section, you have algorithms, and one place you have data structures. So try to filter out the questions in the difficulty easy level, and try to start doing that to start with. And once you get the confidence, start doing medium questions. And then probably because since you are already in MCA, you can directly go to lead code or something like that and start doing problems from there. And apart from that, you can follow some good books like Coreman, or do some good courses which are directly available on MIT, OCW, or something like that. Maybe you can ask a question around in the chat in the technical group also. I'll answer that. It would be relevant for the people as well. Okay. But I've shared you the link of HackerRank. You can probably start doing some good problems from there, easy level, and then slowly build upon that.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so what is the Ankit says, what is the prerequisite in maths for learning AI and ML? So there are a lot of if you go to prerequisites होती हैं. So there are a lot of things. So but the major important things in AI ML is statistics, probability, and linear algebra to some extent. Not fully, but to some extent, because there are a lot of matrix multiplication and deep learning. So you could probably focus on probability and statistics, and majorly statistics to start with. So there is a very wonderful playlist of Khan Academy around statistics and probability. So you can start doing that, and it is in a very gamified fashion. So you can probably start doing from there. And there are a lot of other things also. Krista King karke, there is a YouTube channel that you can follow. There are a lot of things, but yeah, in a nutshell, you can follow Khan Academy's playlist of statistics and probability. That would be very much good for you as a prerequisite for maths in AI machine learning. Okay, Ankit. Fine. Cool. So anything apart from that anyone has? Okay.
Sir,
Yes, well,
sir, actually, I wanted your experience that you told there are some essential topics like OS networking, DBMS, and all that. Currently, I'm in third SEM, so LP in my college, there is a subject DBMS which teachers are teaching. So I wanted to ask that should I study from there or should I additionally study that
right.
that subject?
So whatever fundamental subjects which I talked about, if possible, you could try to study it from a second source also, like a good MIT OCW course or anything like that. That would set up a good foundation for you in the future. Right. So for the fundamental subjects, computer science fundamental subjects, you can take a screenshot of this page: networking, OS and DBMS, and CS basics and programming. For this and data structures and algorithms, you should follow a secondary course also apart from what you're being taught in the college, because I understand most of the teachers are not that wonderful. So there is a if you are a very beginner and if you are in first year, uh, you should go for CS50. There is a good course as called as CS50. You should do that. There is a wonderful teacher there, uh, and it's a wonderful course that you can do. And apart from that, but networking, OS and DBMS, anything like that, you can ask me in the I could probably share you the resource also from where you can study in the Technion WhatsApp group, and probably it would be helpful for other people as well. Okay. But yeah, in a nutshell, for computer science fundamental subjects, you should kind of study it from a second source also. That is recommended. Okay, great. Okay, Raj, probably we can wind up the session.
Hi everyone. I think it was a great session. It was highly interactive, and I think you
Yeah.
got to know everything that you need to about how to go further to approach your Bachelor of Technology.
Yes.
It was really good knowing all that, and you won't believe it, but I learned many things that I was doing wrong, such as I would like to point out the thing that I am doing now. Like my main niche is basically about web development, is artificial intelligence and machine learning. I like it very much, but these days, from since when this semester started, I have been doing some web development projects because many of the people whom I study with pursue web development and they are very good at it. So I also pursued web development and I've made two projects. They're not bad. The projects are very good, but I don't enjoy doing it. I'm doing it because the mass is following at this, the following web development. And I don't like it basically because it's very easy. So I have learned this and I'll stop doing all the, I'll probably finish and wind up the projects that I'm doing right now. And I will focus on I will focus more on artificial intelligence and machine learning. This is what I have gained from this session, and I hope all of you have done the same. The other thing that I liked very much was the guidance that he gave about the joining the hackathons. See, hackathons, I am also going to apply for hackathons because the industrial requirements are not met in college. And in the times like COVID, you when we are not able to interact on a mass level, we need something that teaches us the actual industrial requirements of the thing that prepares us for the pressure that we are going to face. If you land a good job at any company, or you land job at a startup, there is going to be a huge pressure, because anything you do, any step you take has consequences. Now on, from at this very moment, the consequences are not pretty big. What I mean is, if you don't study a subject and you fail in the semester, you just have to give a reappearing exam and you will pass it. There's nothing major. 350 rupees you have to submit, and there are no major consequences, what I mean to say. But when you are working for a company, there is a lot of pressure and there are consequences for every decision you make. So to prepare us for these pressures, to prepare us for the pressure that we are actually going to face, hackathons are the best place. So these are the two major things that I have gained from this session. And to focus on my niche, what I want to do, what I like, not following the masses, and preparing yourself for the industry, because you are going to deal with a huge pressure. There will be consequences for every action. And I hope all of you have also gained one thing or the other. The session was very good. And I'd like to thank Aditya sir. And he has the one thing that I also, when I met Aditya sir, I told him the thing that I've in the interview when I joined this club. I told him that what I have lacked in the 2 years of my graduation is a lack of a mentor. So a mentor is very essential because see, the mentor would give you the personalized advice. You like he said, I liked it very much. Like he said, you search something in Google. It is a generalized trend of what people want to see, but you are not people. You are one person. You want an answer certain way. So that is why you need a mentor to give you personalized advice. So I'll gladly accept that I have a mentor, uh, and you attended the session that my mentor hosted, and the everything else was good. So I hope you gained one thing or the other. If you want to share anything, or if you want to ask any questions, the floor is open for you. Thank you very much. And I would like to thank Aditya sir very much, and for mentoring me and allowing me to host this session. And I hope in future he'll continue to mentor me and give me such sort of opportunities. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Adarsh Raj, I hope he has raised a hand.
Yes, Adarsh.
No, sir, just I want to thank you that for guiding us in a very much practical way and for guiding us in for giving us the exact knowledge about that, because I am from the BTech EC branch and you know me very well from before that. You always guide me. Thank you for all.
Thank you, Adarsh. Okay. Any questions that you have, we can probably take the last one and probably we can end it here. Thank you. Okay, cool then. Probably we can end it up here. Ash. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It was great meeting you guys. Probably we'll have this thing on I think our YouTube channel. So probably you can watch it, a rewind of that also, and kind of share it to your friends also. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Wonderful. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you very much, sir.